Okay, here we are, part 4. In this video, we're going to get to the belt, the roses. We're going to assemble the roses. I'm going to show you how they say to assemble the roses onto the top portion, and then we're going to have the big reveal. So here we go. Okay, time to start working on the flowers. So grab your pink or whatever color that you want to use for your flowers and the same hook. Now the pattern calls for us to chain 4, form a ring, and work 10 single crochet in it. So you can do that. I am going to work with a magic circle just because it's my personal preference to do so. So if you don't want to work with the magic circle, then chain 4 and slip stitch into your first chain made and form a ring that way. Here we go. We're going to work 10 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, and 3. I will be back whenever I have 10. Okay, now you're going to slip stitch into your very first single crochet to join. There we go. And you will loosely, so draw up a little bit of a loop, just a little, chain 2. Trust me, you'll want these to be loose. You're going to skip the next single crochet, and in the next one after that, work a single crochet. Then again, loosely, you can see I'm drawing up just a little bit of a loop. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Skip the next single crochet, and in the one after that, work a single crochet. This is the repeat all the way around. You will end with 5 loops made. So here we go. Skip, and in the next one over, work your single crochet. 1 and 2 loops. Skip, and in the next one over, work your single crochet. 1 and 2. Now you're going to skip the next stitch, and in this area right here that our chain 2 is coming out of, right here, see, this is our chain 2. It's going to be kind of hard to tell, but this is our starting chain 2. So right here at the base of it, go ahead and slip stitch. Well, that would have worked out a lot better if it didn't, you know, split. Yeah, I've been kind of fussy about this yarn. Okay, now without chaining at all, go into that first chain 2, if you can see that there. We're not going to work into the chains individually, but we're going to work into the actual chain 2 space. And you're going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet, 3 double crochet, all into the same space. 1, 2, and 3. Then a half double crochet, and finally a single crochet. Then without chaining at all, you're going to jump right over into the next chain 2 space and repeat 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to mirror down the other side with the half double crochet and a single crochet. Okay, repeat this for all 5 of the loops that we made. Come on back whenever you're ready to join. Okay, just worked my last single crochet of my last petal. Now slip stitch into your starting single crochet, chain 1 and cut. You are done with this. You only need one of the smallest. Here we go. Just like that. So this is where your first flower ends. You only need one. Now we're going to move on to rose motif number 2. Okay, now for rose motif number 2, don't chain 1 after you slip stitch. You're going to repeat flower number 1, and then once you've completed your flower and you've slip stitched into your starting single crochet, don't chain 1, lift up on the loop quite a bit like this. Come to the back of the flower and the back of your first petal and find a center loop and slip stitch into that, just like this. Now chain 1, actually chain 3, forgive me, 1, 2, 3, somewhat loosely, and repeat. Come over to the next petal back, find a center loop, and slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and repeat. You will repeat this all the way around. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And finally, 1, 2, 3. The long stitch that you see here, the very first slip stitch that you see after that is the one you want to stitch into because that's the one that's anchored down. So you will slip stitch into that. Now chain 1, and around the chain 3 you will bend your petals forward, and around the chain 3 you will work a single crochet, a half double crochet, 4 double crochet, forgive me, 4 double crochet, 2, 3, and 4, and then a half double crochet and a single crochet. Okay, this is how every petal will be worked for rose motif number 2. You will simply jump over to the next chain 3 space, work your first single crochet, then one more time, half double crochet, 4 double crochet, 2, 3, oops, that's 3, and this is 4, forgive me, half double crochet, and single crochet. There we go. Then just jump right over to the next chain 3 space, start with your single crochet, then half double and carry on. This is rose motif number 2, and you will need to make 4 of these. So only one of the smallest one, but you'll need to make 4 of number 2, and number 2 has 2 sets of petals, okay? So I'm going to work my way around to the beginning, and I'll show you how to close this off. Okay, so to finish off rose motif number 2, you're going to slip stitch into your very first single crochet of the round, just like that. Okay, and as I had mentioned before, you will need to make 4 of these. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you do cut, be sure that you cut a nice long tail for sewing on, okay? I even left my centers long just so that I could use them to help me sew everything on. So you're going to need to make 4 of rose motif number 2. Now on to rose motif number 3. Rose motif number 3 will have 3 rows of petals. The pattern instructs that you repeat rose motif number 2 and then carry on. So without chaining, we have slip stitched in, pull up, draw up a long loop, Come to the back petal just like we did before. Find the centermost stitch and slip stitch into it. Just like that. And chain 4. This little knot's really going to mess up my chain 4. 2, maybe not, maybe not. 3 and 4. Okay, cool. Crisis averted. Then just come over here to the centermost stitch of your next petal over and slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And repeat. And like we did before, you will see the long loop that we drew up. The very first stitch after that is the one you're going to want to slip stitch into. Now you will chain 1 and you will work a single crochet, half double crochet, 2 double crochet, sorry. Okay, that was 1 and 2. That's kind of ugly. That's kind of ugly. There we go, hidden. Now you will work 4 treble crochet, so yarn over twice. Work 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over twice. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you work your 2 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and single crochet. And this will be the repeat for every petal. Okay, so for the rose motif number 3, you will need to make 2 of these. Here we go. I already have the 2 made that are needed. So you will only make 1 more of these after this. Now on to rose motif number 4. Now to make rose motif number 4, it says to make rose motif number 3, then carry on. So with rose motif number 3, we carry on. And you can tell you have 3 sets of petals. 1, 2, 3. That's rose motif number 3. Now on to number 4. As usual, we draw up a nice long loop. Come to the back and find a centermost stitch that you can slip stitch into. There we go. And you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just like we had been doing. Slip stitch. Now this time around you will chain 1, single crochet. They always start with a single crochet. 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2. Now you will make 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, 4 treble crochet. Oops. Just yarn over twice. So the difference with this one is the additional half double crochet. Other than that, it'll be just like the last one. 2, 3, and 4. Then 2 double crochet and 2 half double crochet. And a single crochet. Complete this all the way around, slip stitch into your starting single crochet, and you will need to make 4 of these. And here we go. Again, make sure that you leave nice long tails for sewing in, but you will need to make 4 of these, whereas the rose motif number 3 that we made, you only have to make 2 of those. This one here, you need to make 4 of, okay? Now on to rose motif number 5. Now for rose motif number 5, you're just going to repeat number 4 and draw up your long loop. And as we do, start making your chains and slip stitching. You're going to now make a chain of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then slip stitch. Okay, repeat this all the way around. Just slip stitched and worked my chain 1. Now for number 5, you're going to work a single crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Let me get a little slack here. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to work 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2, and you're going to work 4 double treble crochets, but they call them quattro crochets. So 4 double trebles, that's yarn over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and 4 pulls. Yarn over 3 times, pull through 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's 2. 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. 2, 3, and I've already lost my count. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need to do one more. Okay, that is 4 double trebles. Now we work 2 trebles, 3 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. And the petal will be kind of crammed, but that's okay. That is how we work all the way around rose motif number 5. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up. Whenever you're done, simply slip stitch into your starting single crochet, cut and make 3 more for a total of 4. Then we will move on to the last rose motif, which will be number 6, and you will only need to make 1 of those. Okay, so on to motif number 6. So for the last motif, motif number 6, our largest motif, again, we only need to make 1 of these. You will repeat motif number 5. Then when you get to the point when you're ready to start number 6, draw up a nice long loop, and just as we have been, find your centermost stitch and make a chain of 7 after you slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and just slip stitch into the center back petal all the way around. There we go. Okay, now slip stitch into your first chain, just like you have been, and get ready to pack these chains. So here we go. We're going to start with, and that's after you chain 1, you're going to start with a single crochet. I'm going to start with a split as I do, and we work 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2. There we go. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. 2 treble crochet, there we go, 1 and 2, and we work 8 double treble crochet. That's where you yarn over 3 times like we did before, and we work 8 of them. Okay, that's 1. Okay, this makes number 8. Then we just work our 2 trebles, two two doubles, sorry. Oh. 2 half doubles, and 1 single. I am sorry about how frustrating it is trying to watch this yarn. It splits so much. Okay, so you will work this repeat all the way around. That's going to be 1 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, 2 treble crochet, 8 double treble crochet, and then you're going to go back down with 2 trebles, 2 doubles, 2 half doubles, then 1 single. Okay, so you only have to make one of these big boys though. Then we will move on to the belt, and the belt will be a lot easier. A little longer, but a lot easier. Okay. Now moving on to the belt, I will go ahead and explain about the buckle and all of that after we make it. So let's just go ahead and get it made. In the meantime, you're going to want to chain 210. It says to chain 30 inches. I found that 210 chains pretty much gets you there. Okay, now that you have 210 chains and we're working in the back bumps, you're going to skip 4 back bumps or 4 chains from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th chain or 5th back bump, work a double crochet plus chain 1. We are now going to be doing some filet crochet. You're going to skip the next back bump over, and in the next one after that, work a double crochet plus chain 1, and repeat. Skip the next stitch or the next chain, and in the next one over or back bump, work a double crochet plus chain 1, and this will be the repeat all the way to the end. Skip and work your double crochet plus chain 1. Skip the next one over, and the next one after that, work your double crochet plus chain 1, and you should have what looks like filet crochet, like bracket stitches. Okay, work this all the way to the end, and then come on back and I will show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so now we have this done. We're ready for round 2, and round 2 is going to be the repeat, and this will be worked up in a total of 7 rows. So we just did row 1. Now we've got 6 more to do. So this isn't mentioned in the pattern. This here is just my own adaptation. You can chain 4 like it says to in the pattern, because it says to go ahead and chain 4 and turn. I want to do the stacked single crochet because it creates a much cleaner edge. So what I would recommend doing is simply turning without chaining, and into that same stitch that your loop is coming out of, work a single crochet, and into this forward loop right here, work another single crochet, and then chain 1. And that is our starting double crochet plus chain 1. Now you will simply work 1 double crochet into the top of every double crochet plus chain 1. See, there is our next double crochet. So the rows will go by much faster now. Just work a double crochet plus chain 1. Double crochet plus chain 1 into the top of every double crochet, just like this. Okay, we're not working into the chain one spaces, but directly into the chain one, or into the double crochet. And here is how the first, I wanted to make 2 belts, one in pink and one in white. I'm sorry if I am working too far down. There we go. So here is the first belt that I have made, and you can see it's that filet crochet style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 rows. And then you will work 1 round of single crochet all the way around the entire belt. It doesn't tell you how to do the corners, so I worked a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet to get a nice square corner. A chain 1 had it being just a little too rounded. Then it wants you to work 1 round of slip stitch all the way around, which I did, and it creates this very nice look. I was showing you the back of it here, but actually the belt goes this way. So the edging there is a single crochet all the way around, plus a slip stitch into every single crochet all the way around. And that completes the entire belt. So what I did was I took these brackets right here that I told you about that you can find on Amazon. Let me get a blank bracket, or an empty one, because this one I have sewn on. Well, I guess I don't have to really get an empty one. So what you'll do is you'll take the bracket, and you can see that this is just, you can see through the stitches there what it looks like. You'll weave it through, come down about 1 inch, maybe a little more, and sew it to keep it closed. Then whenever you go to put the belt on, just come up from the bottom. I know that these are slides, these are adjusters, they're not really belt buckles, but they didn't have any belt buckles that A, I could afford, and that B, were very feminine and pretty and decorative. This was the best one I could find on there. Maybe you guys can find one that I didn't. And if you did, do us all a favor and leave a comment with a link. All you have to do is right click on that listing and hit copy link, and then you can leave a comment under this video with a link to really nice belt buckles on Amazon or wherever you found them. But anyways, you'll just pull it on through to tighten it. This belt is not meant to actually keep the dress up. It's purely decorative. It kind of hides our seams. That's its whole purpose. So it doesn't have to be a very, very secure belt. And it's going to hold. It's going to stay in place. It'll be fine. But that's how that looks, just kind of peeking out a little bit of gold. And I think that the gold is going to look really nice with the pink as well. There you can get kind of an idea of how the gold will look with the pink. Very nice. So I'm going to finish making this belt, and tomorrow I'm going to make a quick trip to Walmart to buy a piece of satin to attach to the bottom of this slip I have, because the slip is much shorter than I thought it was going to be. Not much shorter, but a bit shorter. I thought it was about halfway down the calf, but closer toward the ankle. It's actually closer toward the knee. So I need to get a piece of satin and attach the satin to the bottom of the slip that I bought so that the dress looks proper, like it's meant to look. Then we will have our big reveal. So that will all be tomorrow, but for you, it'll just be a second. So I'm going to go ahead and finish making this pink belt so that I can show you how the finished dress looks with both white and pink. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, let's go over the placement of the flowers and how we're going to sew them on. So the pattern says to start with the largest one, and that goes at the front center. So it really doesn't give any other instructions outside of that. It says right here, this is all the instructions you get. The largest one is placed at center of neck. Next to the largest are placed the next to the largest are placed 2 on each side of the center, rows evenly spaced. The next size, place center of each shoulder, and so on, placing the smallest at the center back lowest point. So it doesn't tell you really how to attach these really what to do here. So we're just going to utilize the photo and it's pretty high up on the neck. So I'm thinking the center here, right on the line, because that is like really, really high up on the neck. That is like all the way up on the neck. Like if you were wearing a pearl necklace, you wouldn't even see it. Let me get that really close for you. So I'm thinking, yeah, like center right there. And just, I would use the white yarn and just secure it. Maybe put a few off to the side to really secure it. Other than that, I don't think the rest of it really needs to be secured down. I think that'll be fine, but we won't really know until after we get them on, because they don't say anything. They don't tell you if the petals need to physically be sewn down or not. So that is where really center this up. Let me get these sleeves out. Okay, really try to be centered. So the center, and then to second largest, then on top of the shoulder, our other two second largest. Okay. Then when we turn it around, we're going to go with our third largest and put, I would say, right on the double crochet row, like that, and then down again. I don't know how far to space them, so just place them all before, you start sewing. Then the ones where we only had to make 2, so these are the 3 petal. Down like this. Oh, move this up. Then the 2 petal, 4 of these. Oh, looks like we're really going to have to space them. And then right here in the center bottom. So let's come down even further. Really space them out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so something like this, except for more on the edge. More on the edge like this. That one right on the edge. And put this one way over on the edge. So something like this. And that's all the detail it gives. And so I would start off by using the center of your rows, the string. If you already weaved it in and cut it, that's going to be fine. You can just take a sewing needle with some of your pink yarn and just go right down the middle and come up through like this and attach it back and forth. Just kind of come back and forth a few times, kind of like a button maybe, and just attach them one at a time and see how well they hold up. And if it seems like the leaves, maybe the petals need to be kind of maybe a couple of stitches on the petals just to anchor them down a little bit, then I would go for it. But yeah, that's how it says to do the roses. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Ooh. Yeah, those can go together. I didn't want to unnecessarily mix them. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and start with just the front one on camera with you guys. And, ooh, I don't want to mix all of these. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is my largest one. Try to find my most center position here. There is the center of the rose there. I feel like that looks pretty centered. Maybe over just a little bit. I feel like that looks pretty centered. just like that. It's right on the edge. Okay. So let me get a stitch marker. Basically right about here. Yeah. Let me go ahead and string this up. I think I am going to wind up using this longer string as well. This one here doesn't seem like it would be enough for my comfort. Yeah, right there. So, come out this way. Oops, I came through a daggum petal. Now I'm kind of wishing that I had left longer tails in the center. Yep. So if you're watching this before you decide to start making it, definitely, I would highly recommend you make your center tails long enough to do a lot of good sewing with. There we go. Try to utilize this whole area. Kind of come back down through here. Yeah, I want to really spread these stitches out. I don't know how to sew, guys, so please don't come at me in the comments for how terrible I'm sewing. I do not sew. I do not sew. What I do is put string into thread, and if it holds, it holds. I don't know how to sew. I've never been taught how to sew. I've never cared to learn how to sew. Isn't that awful? But I just simply haven't. So please, I know I'm not doing it right. I know. Please don't come at me in the comments for this atrocity that you're witnessing. Yeah, this is awfully loose, so I'm going to leave this right here for now. I am going to grab this other one and secure this rose down better because this is awful loose. Yep. There we go. Remember whenever I said I recommend you use the white yarn? That was funny, huh? Sometimes I just don't think before I speak, and I just speak. Like, well, this sounds like something kind of smart to say. I'll just say it. Wasn't that funny? Here we go. I am really just going to just keep weaving this in all the way across. Seamstresses watching right now are just absolutely clawing their eyeballs out. Like, oh my God, this is hideous. What are you doing? Not crocheting. My other channel is called It's Not Knit. This one should be called It's Not Sewing. She's not seamstress. I envy, don't get me wrong, I envy those who can sew. I truly do. At one of my craft fair that I often like to go to, there is a woman who shows up and her services sell out. She gets booked up early. She's a seamstress. People show up there just to hire her on. They'll bring photos and samples of what they want done, and she will take their down payments. She will say, okay, you're on the schedule. You know, here's where you have to come to. That is just how valuable you seamstresses are. Okay, so please don't take my gesturing as any kind of downplay of what it is that you offer the world. It is pure envy, pure envy. So I'm just going to keep weaving these stitches back and forth. I think that's good. That's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's good enough. Okay, I think I can confirm. Yeah, it still feels like it should be. I mean, I suppose when you're wearing it, it won't really bounce around, but maybe just a couple of stitches down here at the bottom, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and finish adding the roses, and I will adjust how well they are sewn on after I'm done. And I mean, you do the same thing. You're probably already going to do the same thing. You don't need me to tell you that. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one here just looks a little smaller. So I'm going to place that with one that looks like it matches better. So, okay, here we go. Gonna put those on, and then these ones here on the shoulders. I imagine the ones in the front really need to be bunched up together, and the ones in the back, it doesn't matter as much. Because you really want these to just, I mean, it looks like she only has 3. There's like almost nothing on the shoulder. That's really high up. And then we'll look at the back one more time. There we go. I'll hold this up for you so you guys can study it or pause the screen and really get a good look. Looks like they space them up high up here and then bunch them down here at the bottom. You see? And isn't that strange? It truly looks like there's only 3 right here and nothing on the shoulder. And then everything else is in the back. So I wonder if that's how they got away with spacing them so far apart up here, but being able to bunch them. Let's test that theory real quick. Okay, so we'll leave these 2 in the front, and I'll flip this. And these are really close together in the front. And then like nothing on the shoulder, basically. Then put... This is a long segment, isn't it? But you know, they don't tell us exactly what to do, how many inches apart or anything. So without putting anything on the shoulders, here's our other 2 biggest, second biggest ones, and we'll put them up here. Okay, so it looks like they do rest on the back shoulders. So I'm gonna come up kind of high with these, so that they would rest on the back portion of the shoulder. Then it looks like there's about 2 inches maybe that separates the 3rd largest. So come down with those. And then the other 2 largest down here, another couple of inches. And then everything else just kind of bunches up together. So we have, there we go. We have these ones down here. And then maybe we can actually move these up. Move these down here. And then you right in the middle. And let's move everything down just a little. Okay, so something like that then. I mean, that looks like the photo. If you look, that looks just like the photo. Well, not just, I mean, this is kind of a hot mess, but okay, guys, that's a long segment I just filmed. So you get the general idea of how we're going to do the flowers. You can do them any way that makes more sense to you, especially if you know how to sew. And that is where I am going to leave this. Okay, now let's join the top to the skirt bottom. I already went ahead and sewed this shut. You don't have to do that, but I do not intend on wearing this. My mannequin will wear it. It already fits her perfect. So that's what I did. Gonna join in the back. So here is the back, by the way, a little bit of a spoiler alert there. And, oh, gotta spin the skirt around. Okay. So I am just going to pick a corner. I'm going to start with this corner here, and this should all be inside out. Foolish me. Just a moment. So there are no detailed instructions, surprise, on how to join the skirt. So you can do this the way I'm showing. You can do this any way you want. You probably already have a better way of joining these. So for those of us who are kind of basic about sewing, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to find any old stitch right here and any old stitch right here. And okay, now let's just join the two. There we go. Drop that tail down. I broke it. I broke a thumbnail today. Ooh, broke it pretty good too. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do my, I do my own acrylics. Well, acrylics. I do gels now. I was doing acrylics. So I think it's time for me to just put some falsies on because that's hideous. Okay. Go back into the same stitch we slip stitched into and work a single crochet. And I'm gonna work a single crochet join into every stitch around. Do my best to match stitch for stitch. I don't think that the two are in any way going to line up perfectly, so we might have to do some fudging here and there, but you guys are experienced crocheters and you already understand what that means and how to do that. I have full faith in that. So this is what we're going to do. We're just simply going to join into every stitch all the way around. And I am going through the full tops of the stitches on both sides. For a nice clean seam. The belt is going to hide this anyway, but that's okay. It'll be a nice clean seam, a simple seam. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to finish stitching this up all the way around, make some adjustments to the slip on the mannequin. I'm going to have to alter the back of the slip because this is such a low back, and the slip I bought goes all the way up to the shoulder blades. So I'm going to have to do some janky modifications on the back because, as we discussed, I don't know how to sew, but I'm going to do my best. If for nothing else than to at least give you guys a really nice reveal, because that slip is going to be pretty much useless after this. So, okay. I will see you guys in the reveal. Okay, so real quick, before you see the reveal, don't get mad. Before you see the reveal, let me know what you think in the comments. If you agree with me, this dress is giving me wedding day vibes. It's giving me bridesmaid vibes. Also, you're about to see my mannequin really weeble wobbling in the wind. I waited a whole extra day just for a better weather day, and we just don't have them. It's just windy, windy, windy every day. So you're gonna see the mannequin bobbling an awful lot in the wind, but it'll be okay. She never fell once. All right, here it is.